So I threaded in 36 beads, and then this is my end of my thread beading wire, and I bring this almost to the middle of the beading wire. So after this, so how do I determine this 36 beads is you just hold it like this and then check if your button goes through it. It should not be freely going through, but at the same time it should be going through. So 36 is the number for me because my button size is that way. But if your button is small or big, you can adjust based on that. And then what I do is I take a super duo and I thread in that. Onto the on both the wires on either side, just making sure that this is in the middle, and bring this back. Now you will have a better idea whether your button is going through or not. If it is difficult, then you might add one more bead. I actually removed 2 beads, but I am going to add 2 more beads because one on either side. That's how I calculate. So 38 is my number, but depending upon your button, this might differ. So I'm going to add a super 2. Like that, and check your button once again, because this is the time you can check your button. After this, once you're done doing this, we cannot do any of those. So now we are ready to start our pattern. All you need to do is 2 11 seed beads on either side, okay, and a super duo. And as I said, you can follow a pattern or you can pick the beads random if you have a mix, or if you have the same beads, then that's not an issue. So there is multiple beads here. I'm just going to pick it random. I don't want to follow a pattern. That's what I'm thinking, but I might change my mind as I go through. Then a gray. So let me bring all of this over here and see how it looks. It looks pretty. I like it. And don't worry about it. Once we thread in a lot of beads, it will fall into place. So this is the pattern I am doing so far. First I need to determine how many beads are there in this, right? In this mix. I think that's it. One translucent bead, one matte, one translucent, and that's all we have. So I already went through this, 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 and this. Now I have to go through all of these. So there are 7 beads in here. Pick up a super duo, thread in the other one, and then pick up 2 seed beads on either side. It's just the stringing part. It's so simple design. It's straightforward. There is not much gimmicks in this at all for you. So it's just threading in the beads and then attaching the clasp. It's basic bead stringing, but at the same time it's a wrap bracelet. The only thing you need to be careful about the size that you measure to cut the wire, and also the number of seed beads that you need to figure out for the button that you are using. That's the only thing which will differ. So it's simple and straightforward. I really like this simple design, and I really like wrap bracelet. I love wearing bracelets. It's a staple thing that I wear on an everyday basis, unlike necklace. See, this is twisting, but once you put the button on, this will become really nice. There we go. So I'll continue stringing the beads in this fashion, and then I will see you guys after I'm done with it. Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. Today we will make a bracelet with this beautiful mix, and so these ones are Berry Delight mix. That's the mix of super duos that we have here, and I'm gonna make a bracelet. It's a double strand bracelet, like double wrap bracelet, and I'm going to use this shank button, which is really pretty as well. And I want to use some lavender seed beads. I have here two colors, but I'm leaning more towards this darker color than this one, just because this has all the colors in it, so you're already having a mix, and I want a single color rather than multicolor. Let's see how it goes when we string the bracelet and see how it goes. So for the bracelet, the wire, I'm using soft flux beading wire medium, and it's a 19 strand beading wire. That's what I'm using, and I'm going to use say I'm going to measure my wrist. So how do you measure your wrist? All you do is you come around your wrist with your wire. So this is your wrist size. Okay, so this is your wrist size. There we go. This is my wrist size, so you guys measure your wrist size, and then we can see this. Mine is a 6.5 inch wrist, so I'm going to measure like 6.5 into 4. Okay, 6.5 is my wrist size into 4, which is about, say, 6.64, so 24 plus 2, 26 inches plus 1 foot. So 26 plus 1 foot will be 12, 24, and then this is 26, and then 38 is how much I'm going to take wire. I know it's a lot, but it's a double wrap bracelet, so we don't want to take less and then feel for it later, right? So there we go. So first, that is what it is, and then I'm going to take my wire, fold it into half. First I'm going to check. Okay, I'm not starting the bracelet yet because I need to decide between these two color choices, the lavender seed beads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly put some, because we have a mix. You can actually randomly do the mix, or you can like sort it out, the colors in it, and then do it. So this is the pattern I'm going to do: a super duo and a seed bead. So super duo has two holes. If you don't know about these are twin hole beads. It became very popular. The first one to come in a 2-hole bead is a super duo. So and then so many tilla beads, tile beads, half tilla, and megatamas, so many daisies, so many beads came after that, the 2-hole beads. But super duo were the first one, and there is mini super duos and stuff like that. So here we go. When I put this, this looks prettier, so I just don't know whether we should shift to this, or because when I saw this color I leaned over to the purple, but when I look at it with the mix, it makes kind of a sense to me. If I am okay, I'm okay with this color. See this, always make it's okay, it's not a big deal to thread some and see if we like it before getting into a decision. And once you make it and then you think, oh, I don't like it, then it's hard to actually turn around, right? So it's good to actually make a swatch. That's what they call that, I guess. And I have changed the color, as you can see here. It doesn't make a lot of difference. But it's always good to check out these. This is translucent, the color is inside, but this has this what to say, the coating, it has that rainbow effect to it. So we need to incorporate all the colors and see. So now I have added this. I will add a bead, go through this super duo, and then a bead. So this is also a pattern 2 string, but you can always use 2 strands, 2 beads in 2 strands. How I picked up the first time, you can do it that way as well. I think that is easier than this. Let's see, we have a long way to go and we will figure it out which one is easier for us. There we go. So which one looks good? Both don't have much of a difference, and I feel this is the color I need to go with rather than this. I want all the attention to be on the super duos rather than on the seed beads, so that's why I'm just going to lean towards these. This one has that the rainbow coating, which makes it a little bit more stand out than these. Okay, now that I have decided that, we can go ahead and start the bracelet. So first of all, take our 38-inch strand of beading wire. I'm using 19 strand. You can use any 7 strand is also fine, or 49 strand is even better. So I pick up a lot of beads first, seed beads. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It takes quite a while to do this, but if you have a pile like this, or you can create a pile on your beading mat, but if you just go on doing this, these beads will actually get into this. So you can do it that way. For some reason it's not getting in. It will actually pick it up. You can also dump it like this and then do it as a pile. You can actually do it. Welcome back, and I finished stringing all the beads. So I did randomly, I didn't do a pattern, but I just made sure that I include all the different beads in this mix evenly throughout. So let me measure this, and as I measured, I took a little bit more, but that's okay. So from the end, so I will leave the loop out because the loop will depend upon the size of your uh, say button. So here it is 13.4. That's how much I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys. I actually threaded up more and then I stopped. So here we go. So this has to come on top like that. So if I put the button, it will come like this. So I don't want awfully loose. Also, it also depends upon how you want to wear your bracelet. Some people like to wear it snug, some people like to wear it a little bit loose. It all depends upon your preference here. So for my wrist, when I tried, oopsie daisy, let's just go like this. And when I try this here, so this is where I have my loop, and this is where if I put my button it will come. I don't want to be more loose than that, so I stop it right there. So what I'm going to do now is I have a little bit of extra, so I will measure this for you guys so that you don't have to take that much. So it's like so we did 4 times our wrist size plus 1 foot, so you can reduce that by half a foot. That's the maximum you can do for 6.5-inch wrist size, if that is clear. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some crimp tubes. We need some crimp tubes, and I'm going to take some silver crimp tubes, and either your crimping plier or your just 2 is enough. That's all we need. Either your crimping plier or your needle nose or tweezer nose pliers. So I am going to take a crimp and go through the crimp with both the wires. Okay, just like this. Bring it all the way down. Also, one more thing. So one more thing is this bead. This is a metallic bead which has a rather big hole right there. So we need that also for this bracelet. So I'm just going to push this because it's coming back from a 2-hole bead, and it's coming, and you cannot push a lot. So this is how much you can push, and all you do is now I'm going to crimp it right there. Okay, so I have crimped it. Now it's nice and tight. Okay, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is add this big hole bead. Any big hole bead would work. It doesn't have to be a silver bead. I just chose a silver bead because that's the button I'm going to put. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate these 2 wires and put the other crimp tube. So one more thing I wanted to tell you guys is, so just to make sure, you can cut one of the wire. Okay, make sure this one is nice and tight right there, and then add this bead. Okay, then put the crimp tube on. Now you need seed beads. So you take some seed beads in your wire. So this shank has a bigger hole, as you can see here. So you don't means the 11 seed beads are smaller, it will go on top of it without any problems. Let's see how much it is. There is 5, 10, 13, 14 seed beads. Okay, and then I want to come back through the second crimp tube that we added. You can take the crimp tube in front and then add it here. Yeah, before that we will pass through the shank button. You can use a 2-hole button too, not a big deal at all. Anything which you can. All I'm doing here is holding it and pulling this off down. So our button has to sit like this, so we need to make sure there is enough space. Probably couple more seed beads will do. 2 more, I guess. That depends upon the button that you choose, how big your button is. If your button is small, you don't have to choose that much. So you come over here, pass through the crimp tube, sometimes it's a little bit hard, but if you want you can use a bigger size crimp, but it is not necessary. So here we go, pull this wire completely through. I have put it on top of this bead as well. So here we go, just to make sure there is no slack here. I still see a slack over here, so I just need to pull a little bit more. Once you're happy with that, make sure you don't pop any seed beads while you're crimping this bead, and then hold it right there and go ahead and crimp it. There we go. And then snip this off excess wire. So basically, see this, how much I have left. So 3 inches, 3 inches and 3 inches. So the measurement is right. So 3 times, no, sorry, 4 times your wrist plus a 6-inch. So here we go. Our bracelet is done and ready. This is how our clasp goes, and I really like how it turned out to be. Let me wear it around my wrist and show you guys. I'm gonna attach a better picture of this bracelet at the end of the video for you guys to see. There we go. I don't like it way too close to my wrist, at least a little bit over here is what I really like. And this is how my bracelet looks. I hope you guys like this video as well. It's a very simple bracelet, and I'm gonna do more super duo bracelets in the future. Stay tuned for that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos, almost a couple of videos a week. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day, and bye.